Somebody's here. Hey guys, welcome. Happy Sunday. We'll wait a couple minutes, let a couple people join. All right, we got a few more people on here. How is everybody? How was your perhaps long weekend? It's Monday already, coming right up. Almost December. Somehow, some way. All right. I am shuffling. I was about to come on and I had to do a wardrobe change because I was feeling warm. And I ended up putting on this Making Magic Happen shirt. So then Merlin came in. So I've just sprayed the Merlin energy spray. So we're opening up to magic. And that was the new moon card pulls I did last week for our empowerment pack. Folks, we got the Magician as the first card coming in with the energy for that amazing new moon, which I don't know about you all and how everyone's feeling, but there was an instant shift in the energy with Sagittarius season rolling in here, and definitely more of that fiery, getting things moving energy, even if we're working out the tail end of Scorpio season and all of its effects. So I'm really feeling that energy of magic coming in. So I wanted to bring in the Merlin energy. So we'll see how that overlights the week ahead. I'm going to get started on shuffling while we talk about our 5 cards, tuning in for our collective energy. We're going to do our usual spread, feeling into our collective energies this week ahead. Last week, again, it was amazing to see how those cards that came up last week ended up playing out for, and I'm not seeing any comments, so I don't know if anybody commented yet, but I'm only seeing people joining. So if you can just make a comment so I can see it. It's kind of weird. I'm surprised that I haven't seen a comment yet. And I know it was acting up the other night on Jen and Rob's live. Let me just see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any comments. All right. Well, it's just showing me who's watching. Any secrets there for how I can get that to come up? I'm going to make a comment and just see what happens. And I see my comment. Interesting. All right. Well, I'll get started. I don't know. I don't see any comments. So we'll take it from there. If that continues, obviously, I'll have to maybe pop off and... Okay. Swipe up, close the app, which is what I'm recording on. All right, we're going to try this. I'm swiping up. Sorry, guys, for the technical. Okay, Rob, I think that worked. I see you, Jen. Now I see you. Okay. I don't know, but it worked. What happens when I do that? Okay. Where do I go when it's not on my screen? All right. Well, let's feel into this week ahead. Yes, I can see you now, Brenda. Hi, Erin. I was like, okay, everybody, y'all quiet? Everybody's like digesting turkey and stuff. I don't know. Okay, now I see everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Colleen, Brittany, Nicole, Thank you, Rob, tech support guru. Yes. All right. So if you did comment anything before now, I see you now, Gemma. Hey. And there was anything substantial, if you were sharing or anything, if you don't mind repeating. He's like, it worked. It worked. Rob's dancing. Feel free to repeat. I didn't see anything, unfortunately, until after the big fix. So, but we were talking about the new moon energy, Sagittarius season, last week's cards, crazy, playing out so differently for several people, myself included. Oh, you're excited that tomorrow's Monday. Fresh start, new week. Yes. Kids go to school. I don't know. Your kids are little. My kids are going to school. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get our Monday energy coming in here with our week ahead. Get some energy for what's cooking for this week. I'm going to pull the Monday card. We're using, again, the Tarot of Oneness. I'm going to switch over to a new deck for December. But I am loving this deck. I know many of you have said just how beautiful it is. So you have two going to school too. Yes, I know. It's okay that we're happy about that. They are too. I don't know. My kids, some of them, enjoy school and miss the routine. So let's see what we have coming in for Monday. Okay, flipping that around. Yeah, see how I'm holding this. Okay, Tuesday, we are going to feel into a potential block or challenge this week. So let's see what we have coming in here for Tuesday. Tuesday's energy, potential blocks or challenges. 6.5 days home due to illness. Yes, yes. 2 of mine were home. We only had 2 days in school last week, but they were both home. And I was here, of course. That one just wanted to poke out. Queen of Cups. Okay. Making notes of what's flopping out here. Wednesday, midweek blessing. Yeah. I don't know how I'm holding. My cards are all mixed up because I'm getting reversals, which I don't usually mess around too much with. I don't stress out about reversals. I'm just making a note of what's coming in upside down so we can kind of feel into that. We have an old familiar coming up here. That was for Wednesday. So now we're going to feel into Thursday. How are we growing this week, but also wrapping up this month? So we're really feeling into how are we growing through it all? How do we grow through Scorpio season, through November, and now as we broach the final month of the year of 2022? And then we've got Friday to wrap up the week. So let's see what we have coming up there. Okay. Yeah. All right. So tomorrow's the 28th, 29th, 30th. So the first is going to be Thursday, right? All right. So kicking off the week, we have the 6 of Swords. And this is really a great energy because the 6 of Swords is about moving on typically to smoother waters. So coming through a more turbulent, tumultuous time, up ahead, that water is steady. You know, it's flat and we see a light in the horizon. So there's this energy of moving on, onwards and upwards. So let me just take a look at this one because I haven't seen this one yet. One thing I like about this, the traditional will typically show, I know, right? Get me on that boat. I am moving on. The traditional typically shows some individuals. We see what looks like on the traditional, what looks like a small child, perhaps a woman huddled together, and then there's someone standing on the back of the boat. Here, there's no one there. It's just you're looking straight ahead, like, and I'm just getting like this, the future is bright. Like, we're just looking on. We're looking forward. And that's kind of what I've been feeling the last few weeks of this forward movement, this future focused energy. So we've been shedding and stripping down these layers and moving through all this dense, heavy stuff through Scorpio season. Now we have that Sagittarius, like adventurer spirit, that fire energy to move forward. So this is a great card, and we got a lot of movement energies the last couple of weeks, and I've mentioned before that each year has a particular major arcana card associated with it. So this year, 2022, is a 6 year in numerology. It adds up to 6, which is the card of the Lovers. And that's been an overarching energy for all of us that has to do with choice, duality, heaven on earth energy, just all kinds of very significant archetypical energy that we've all been moving through one way or another in our little microcosms that ripple out into the macrocosm. 2023 is going to be about the Chariot, number 7. And I'm keeping tabs of all my Chariot references. We literally got a new car this weekend. So we now have a new Jeffrey's Family Chariot. And there's just reference after reference of being in the car, being in the driver's seat, Jesus take the wheel, you name it. I've been hearing it everywhere. So I'm feeling this movement energy, which is, of course, what the Chariot is all about. So that's all starting to kind of move in here as we get closer and closer to 2023. So when we look at Monday, setting that tone for the week, Tuesday, a potential challenge. And we have this gorgeous card that I know we saw last week. I think it was for both Colleen and for Billy Joe. It's the Inspiration of Wands. Inspiration of Wands, which was this gorgeous card of creativity and movement and fire and transformation and creation. So, you know, if there's a challenge or a block in that area, it always feels like, again, we set out on this trip, right? Yeah, I remember you got this, Colleen, because it was perfect because we were doing the chakras and this gorgeous card came up. One of the hardest things I found is being able to let go of the need and the desire to plan, to manage, like, you know, I packed my boat, we've got a particular trip, we're going to head in this direction, and something comes up that throws us off course. We have to reroute, we have to go another way, and getting our bearings. And so it feels like sometimes we set a plan like, woohoo, the kids are back to school. All right, Monday, hit the ground, errands. What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And then something could come up. Doesn't have to be anything catastrophic, but stuff getting in the way of me with my wands, ready to go out there and seize the day. And having this ability to reroute and be flexible and move with, you know, and that's challenging sometimes, especially when it takes on a life of its own and starts building momentum when it's like this and then that and then this. And so a challenge or block in that area could be, you know, having to reprioritize in some way or shift gears. And yeah, I mean, so Jen, that's you stepping into taking that position in the driver's seat to say, what can I control here? And if it's very little, if my list is very small, what I can control with your drops, it's too hard. Just going with the flow and communicating, right? And that's one of the things too, is so often it's our own expectations that believe that other people are counting on us or we're disappointing or whatever it is, that we could get so caught up in that aspect when sometimes just simply communicating like, hey, I'm going to need to reschedule this, or can we make this another time, or whatever it is. And so I feel like we don't want to burn the candle at both ends because we know how that ends, right? I got to enjoy this month, starting the month sick and ending the month sick. And it was like, and not even saying it like that to give that any energy, but I'm saying not being at my peak physical wellness made it difficult for me to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And there was definitely a degree of frustration there. And ending the month on a very similar note to the beginning of the month was like, wow, okay, what is this coming around again to tell me? What's the message here? What are my takeaways? So, you know, when we are creating, we know that in that process, there's stops, there's starts, there's things we try, there's stuff that works, doesn't work. And this can be as simple, doesn't have to be that you're creating something, for business, or even just like something that you're thinking is creative, like a project of some kind. It can literally be like your family's schedule for the day, or just trying something and it not working out and having to go back to the drawing board. So let's see where this takes us. But there does feel like the potential blocker challenge can have to do with creativity flowing the way that we would like it to flow. Because Wednesday, a midweek blessing, is a familiar card that came up several times this month, the Five of Swords. And this is the card that says, victory, but at what cost? And that showed up for so many people, where we talk about whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze. And we see here that, okay, yeah, there is a trophy, but look at this scorched earth that it's sitting on. Like, to what end? If I meet a deadline or finish a project or do something just because I said I was going to do it, or I think people want me to get that done, or whatever it is, but at what cost if I'm not physically up to that? Or it's going to end up taking away in some way where I have an opportunity to shift around where I'm putting my energy. So this can have to do with relationships and dynamics for people. So we talk about a midweek blessing is perhaps realizing that it's okay for us to set down our sword and walk away from something, someone, a circumstance that's no longer serving us. And not walking away like, oh, I quit, I resign, you win. It's actually head held high, like, wow, I had this breakthrough that, like, stirring this around and continuing to come back to this situation and put this energy into it for some hollow victory is just not going to be worth my time or energy. And I'm going to redirect myself, get on the boat, and head on out of here, because I can see where there's so much more. I mean, talk about two opposites of this dry, barren earth and this beautiful, oasis that we're headed to. So, this is the energy of putting down the sword and no longer having a dog in that fight. And so saying that it's a midweek blessing really feels like we're embracing this. We're really coming to understand that, even if people might initially be disappointed, or it's not what they want to hear, or whatever it is that we're perpetuating, ultimately you're being honest and direct and able to redirect your energy in some way, is going to be the best for all. Because you trying to force blood from a stone, isn't going to be what you want it to be anyway. So I think there's a realization here of just, it feels a lot like energetically, how we distribute our energy, what we show up for, what we're really fighting for, and really assessing again whether that juice is worth the squeeze is what that feels like to me. So however that might show up for you, it is a blessing. And that includes if it is a derailment or something that presents itself as a challenge. Oftentimes when you are on the other side of it, you can look back and see how, wow, actually that did all work out for me just the way that I didn't realize it would or could. And so now I have this hindsight that tells me, now I get it. Now I realize. And the other thing that comes to me here is, what is meant for you will never pass you by. So once you embrace that understanding, if I understand that at its core, what is meant for me will never pass me by, I don't have to be fighting and scrambling to get to this trophy, because it's already mine if it's mine, And so that can allow me to just relax a little bit into being in flow with something, because I recognize that whatever is mine is already, and having that sense of the law of attraction and manifesting things into our life. And now I'm feeling that Merlin energy of practical magic, practical magic, which is like down to earth, and recognizing that it's already mine. So I don't have to fight so hard, I feel that for some people too. Now, Thursday is how are we growing? And we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card. It's definitely, it's kind of reminding me of that 3 of Pentacles that we saw last week. Oh, you know what? The 3 of Pentacles came up for our new moon. So for our Empowerment Pack group, if you're in the Empowerment Pack this month, there was a card that came up, the 3 of Pentacles, that had 3 hands clasping and coming together. And this feels like, wow, like even amped up to 10. Many hands make light work of coming together. And it's like bringing in all of our unique gifts and abilities to contribute to something. The 10 of Pentacles typically does speak of family, legacy, and that can be family, you know, by blood. It can be family by choice, you know, our tribes, the communities that we're in, coming together, working together. And I'm just feeling that magical energy. I mean, it looks very magical. It looks very like fire, creativity, and yet it's pentacles, which is very down to earth. It's very rooted and grounded and basic, like material wellness. It's money. It's all of that type of energy that sustains us. So very provided for. And the 10 is the ending of a cycle coming to fruition and gearing up for new. And so this is December 1st, Thursday. So the beginning of the month, the last month of the year, we have this beautiful energy coming in with the 10 of Pentacles. So again, whether that is in your homes and within family of, again, a sense of stability or safety or any of that Pentacles energy, or has to do with collaborative work, creative work, community, coming together in some way. But we see there's just a lot of diversity here coming in with different gifts and abilities to contribute. And I think too, like that sort of setting the tone for this last month. And I keep saying, the year isn't over yet. You know, a lot of times our mind starts moving into the future, as I'm saying, and thinking about, you know, Chariot 2023, and yet we still have this last month to really feel into, you know, how everything has been thus far as we look back on where we started, thinking about some of the fights that we stepped out of along the way this year, some of the things we walked away from, some of the things that we won that turned out to not exactly be what we thought it was going to be, you know, and just kind of assessing all of that and recognizing that every one of those things, if we think of them each like a pentacle that we're gathering, little nuggets of wisdom or just awareness or information that we now have, it's like we've got all of that in our hands. We have all of that here to work with when we think about where to next. What am I going to do with all these pentacles that I've gathered? They're all nuggets of wisdom, even the ones that I'd rather not remember that happened throughout the year. There's something to be gleaned from each one. So then when we move into Friday, we have the Death Rebirth card coming in. So this is our only major arcana card here for the week, significant energy for Friday. The Death Rebirth energy is again about new starts, about transformation, about leaving behind the old and embracing the new. And in fact, here we have some beautiful energy with the serpent, and we have definitely a lot of symbolism here with the leaves and the black rose. There's just a really beautiful energy here of really feeling into that fall, autumn energy of all of the release and the letting go and the change and the transformation that nature has been showing to us, that we have an opportunity to continue, like those skins of the snake, shedding and starting new, starting fresh. So Friday, as we wrap up the week and we enter into the last month of the year, there is a beautiful energy of death rebirth coming in. So that can be some fresh starts. It can be, again, we have a 10 over here wrapping things up, which can be endings, and then getting ready for new beginnings, because they're always on the other side. And if you look at it like a continual circle through the week, as all of these cards interact, we come back to moving on to the new, moving into the future. So moving from, you know, what we're releasing and letting go and shedding, and moving on to those smoother waters. And we're doing so armed with all of this wisdom that we've gathered the whole year through, you know, everything that we've come through, all of the struggles, all of the challenges, all of these fights that we've walked away from, whatever they may be, hollow victories, etc. We decide what's going on the boat with us and where to next, that we're heading, armed with all of that wisdom. And that's really beautiful. Those are our 5 cards. So if anybody has said yet that they would like a card pull, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling individual cards. If anybody has something specific that you'd like a card pulled for, or just feeling into general message for the week ahead, I'll go ahead and start shuffling and see if anyone has said that they want anything. Looking to see if the comments are still coming in or not. There we go, Nicole. Okay, you're the first one I see. Gemma. All right, I know Jennifer's I'm gonna really practice this time with trusting that Jennifer is helping me and she's gonna tell me so I don't have to constantly swipe. See, we're just little steps of relinquishing things and allowing ourselves to try something new. So this one's gonna be for Nicole. Let's get a message here for Nicole. Okay, card for Nicole. Ooh, beautiful. 9 of Pentacles. So this is, I love this card for you. That is a bird's nest right there. And we see the bird on the outside of the home there, right? And this is such a beautiful card of really being in your element, of owning all of your pentacles. So the traditional card showing us a woman in her garden with her lush pentacles all around her, but she has this bird of prey on her arm that she's tamed. So it has this energy of very divine feminine energy, of being sort of like the homemaker, or, you know, gathering together all of your pentacles, all of your material wealth and wellness and all of those things, and utilizing them like a boss, like, and taming that wild aspect, the bird of prey aspect. But now here in this version, which is also gorgeous, and the bluebird gives me like an energy of like happiness. Like a bluebird is really about bringing in that energy of happiness. And I think that it's sort of like you're hovering above, settling into that for yourself, you know? And if we look at the cards that came up this week and how this card would go into that for you, we look at moving on to smoother waters. We look at moving on to into the future. We look at putting our swords down and walking away from certain fights that the juice is not worth the squeeze, right? Eye on the prize. What is meant for me will not pass me by. So I already know that. I'm getting on this boat already aware that that's already done. So that part, I can take that off my list. I don't need to worry about that part. And just start thinking about how I'm decorating my space. So I feel that really beautiful energy for you. And of course, this is, you know, and now you may know, if you saw your new moon reading, the 3 hands of the 3 of Pentacles is what I was referring to here. Many hands make light work, consulting experts, bringing in people from all different areas with their gifts, talents, and abilities to facilitate that fresh start, that rebirth energy for you. So that's what we have coming up with your gorgeous 9 of Pentacles. Awesome. You're welcome. Okay, I think Gemma was next on my screen, so I remember that. So I'm going to go with Gemma. Let's see what's coming up here for Gemma for the week ahead. And then Debbie, okay. Yes, resources. Card for Gemma. Oh, I love this one. So this is the 9 of Wands. And what we're seeing here are these baby sea turtles that have just hatched. and they are making their sojourn to the water, but there's, trouble in the air. There's a seagull there where so the Nine of Wands has this energy of sort of, kind of looking out for having those boundaries, and the energy of like, kind of being aware of your surroundings and seeing the lights playing, being aware of your surroundings. But there's just like a real tenderness there of, the vulnerability of leaving our familiar comfort, whatever it is, the nest, and stepping out there and taking that plunge. But yet you are like, so there is this taking a chance and going for it, being aware of your surroundings and knowing that, that is something to be cognizant of. But, I also feel like there's a bit of protection here with the shell. It can definitely be, just because of the nature of using the turtles and the idea of leaving your nest, like stepping out from your home. So either literally or just figuratively, like a comfort zone, a place of comfort and familiarity, and going for it, making that beeline to the water's edge. But there is that energy here for you of taking that chance. And, just this overarching energy for all is like, there is a destination. There's something ahead that we're moving towards. And we could be doing it a little bit trepidatiously because it's new, it's different, it's unfamiliar. I think you got the card last week that had like the sharks in the water, and I was like, I thought it was the Seven of Swords, but it was the Seven of Wands. It was a different card. And so there was this energy of, you being supported, and yet knowing that you're taking a chance out there. So I feel that energy for you here too. And you say that makes sense. That's great. Okay. So Nine of Wands for you. And then we're going to do Debbie Sullivan next. Okay. Getting a card here for Debbie. Card for Debbie. Inspiration of Swords. Beautiful. So this is like a Page of Swords energy. And the pages are I'm sorry about this light. I want to see if I can keep it from maybe glaring so much. It's funny, when I looked at that, I saw like a lifesaver. Almost saw like a lifesaver there, but they're like gears. Outside of the box. This is a beautiful card. I have not seen this yet. So the swords is the air element. So there's this energy of very much in the mind. So ideas, thoughts, analyzing things, using that. So we have this energy coming in here. This light's going to drive me nuts, guys. Move that out of my face a little bit. Energy coming in where I feel this like out of the box thinking for you. But there's all of these tools all around you: paper, pen, pencil, gears. There's a magnifying glass. Like, it's like using all of these tools for you. And I love that they call it Inspiration of Swords. And we have Inspiration of Wands as the potential block or challenge this week. So these are both page energy, beginner energy, but it's like a message coming in. And so this is like fire energy, this is air. So it feels like anything that's challenged here in the way of getting things going and moving, you have this beautiful energy coming in with the Inspiration of Swords to think outside the box, to use your intellect to be able to come up with solutions or another way around, because we were talking about being rerouted or maybe things not working the way that we initially thought they would, that there's an opportunity here to look a little closer. See, I don't know if you can see the magnifying glass, but there's a magnifying glass there to get like a deeper look into something. To see something even deeper in order to see how it's working or not, and making changes accordingly. So we have this energy here of the Inspiration of Swords and outside of the box thinking, but also like a message energy. So it could be that a message comes along for you that is like another gear here in the works, like another piece to get things moving. And I feel that with the bird energy coming in as a message for you. coming in, something to help you to see options, solutions, ways around that maybe weren't immediately obvious is what I feel there for you. So I hope that resonates. Let me see who is next. Jen, did you tell me? No, I think it was you, wasn't it? Jen, I'm going to pull for you. Card for Jennifer for this week ahead. And then Erin. Okay. This one's for Jennifer. Ooh, the Star. Beautiful. So the Star is the major arcana card for wishes, for hope, for, and I actually feel like I love that it's depicted here with a waterfall because it feels like movement. It feels like the dam finally opening up and flowing. Like that's what it feels like just coming over and flowing, but not in like a, overflowing, like flooding kind of way, in like a finally things are moving kind of a way, like something that gets moving again for you. Energy with the Star coming in. And so, definitely like eye on the prize energy, like staying focused on, what you're manifesting, what you're bringing in. But again, not in that like very controlled way, because we're not in that fight anymore. So now we're in, as you said yourself, like just flowing with it, letting go of the idea that this wish, this dream, this hope, this aspiration is only going to be reached by this very particular plan that I've set forward. And if we step off for a moment, all hell's going to break loose. It's much more in flow and understanding now, having seen how things just find a way to work out in unexpected ways. Once again, when I know that what is meant for me will not pass me by, I can take that off my list. I don't have to worry about it because I already know. Like that's the end game. That was another thing that came up with the new moon energy. The messaging had to do with finding joy in the journey, not just the destination that says, and they lived happily ever after. Whatever it is that we're working for, wherever this is on the other end, not just about always us feeling like we have to focus on that, because the Sagittarius energy has that bow and arrow. So there's a lot of messages about sort of taking aim and being really precise about, where we're directing our energy, where we're directing our creativity, like all those resources. Yes, but also just being present in each moment and finding that joy in the journey that makes up the end result, the destination. So, finding joy in the wishing part, in the part where we still don't know how it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but I don't know how it's going to happen. And that normally would drive me nuts, but I'm going to kind of embrace the fact that let's have fun finding out is what it feels like. Like, let's have fun finding out where this waterfall ends, when we follow through this waterfall. Now I'm seeing you on the boat, like whitewater rafting, like, woo, going over the edge. I know you're a water lover, so maybe that appeals to you. I hope it does, because it should be fun. It feels good. It feels light. So I like that for you a lot. So focusing on having fun in the wishing and holding on to hope. All right, Erin is next. Let's get a card for Erin. Card here for Erin. You got it. All right, card for Erin. Ooh, I think you got this before. The Hierophant. I think you got this card when you were going to be the trainer. So definitely you are being given the keys to some wisdom and some knowledge in all these many changes that you've been bringing in. Yeah, I know. I think that was our first live, I remember. I love this because the whole thing I was just saying about finding the joy in the journey was also about turning the page, like a new chapter. And I know that you've shared that that's something that you've been doing. So the changes that you made as we're, kind of reconciling all that came to pass this month, this season, everything, changes that you made in your life that had to do with you being in that role of training others to take your place, or to shift and change your schedule, or to learn something new yourself. That's all Hierophant energy. That's all higher learning energy. And, fun fact, the Hierophant was the overarching energy of 2021. So 2021 was a 5-year Hierophant energy. So thinking about, the things that you have unfolding now for you likely are connected to events and things that were in 2021 that played out for you in that year. So now here, you're in the year of the Lovers with choice and duality and balancing those things and, turning a page in the book. So, it's major stuff. I know we're just talking about this week, but there really is an energy of like this wrapping up for everyone, like this kind of assessing everything, but from a higher perspective. So like, we're not panicking here. We're not like, going over all of it like in a really stressful way. We're looking at this like higher perspective, like, and you'll see here, this is an owl up here. And so the owl is up there, which is representing like your higher self, your wise self, looking down over the situation, seeing all the pages of your book, and, just feeling this week is like a pivotal week for you in, again, switching over from November to December and the last month of the year, and just really being mindful about, how what you're taking with you and all the knowledge that you've gleaned. And even if, some of the new things that you're doing are challenging for you because they're new and you don't quite have like a rhythm yet, that's okay too. Have a beginner's mindset, let yourself figure that out too. Have fun in the figuring out. So there you go. Awesome. It makes sense for you. Oh, your spirit animal's the owl. Perfect. I love that. Okay. Who was next? Jen, you tell me, because I don't remember. I saw a bunch of names flop up there, but I'm resisting the urge to touch the screen right now. Kendra. Okay. Perfect. Kendra, I was refreshing my Facebook feed until the bitter end when I came on here, but I was too slow for that gorgeous ring. All right, let's get a card for Kendra. It was all gorgeous, though. I have to go back and look and see what's still hanging around. Is anybody else doing like gift for me, gift for someone else, gift for me? Oh, Brenda, we got you. Okay. All right, this one's for Kendra. All right, so we've got that 8 of Swords. I think this was Jen's card last week. So here's our card. I was just talking about seeing that higher perspective, right? And so 8 of Swords shows us this perception of being bound and stuck in some way, unable to move or limited. And then finding out that actually there are some other options that perhaps we can't immediately see in our peripheral vision. So, the 8 of Swords is that card that empowers us to see where there is some wiggle room for us to actually free ourselves of any perception of being bound. Where are some spaces where we're feeling stuck right now that there actually could be solutions that we didn't initially see. And so bringing it into this week's energy, and we're talking about moving on. We're talking about moving forward into the future to smoother waters, right? With the potential block of the Inspiration of Wands. So that's the creative, it's the Page of Wands is like the adventurer, the fire energy, the creativity. And so if there's a blockage there, meaning in the way that I thought I was creating this thing, the way that I had it all laid out that I was going to do it, and something comes up that feels binding, that feels like it's stopping me or preventing me in some way, how can I think outside the box? Now I'm seeing that Inspiration of Swords card with that out of box thinking and that magnifying glass and kind of feeling into, and the blessing of recognizing where there's the juice is not worth the squeeze in some ways. And so, you know, maybe the more that we resist and the more that we contract, the tighter that grip feels, when really, if we choose, we put our sword down and we walk away. I don't want to have a dog in this fight. I'm walking away from this thing. You know, there could be an energy there for you. So, you know, the Eight of Swords is inviting expansion, you know, seeing beyond anything that feels really tight and limiting. And I keep seeing this card because of the many hands making light work, calling on tribe, calling on experts and people who specialize in different things that can help perhaps consultatively with potential solutions or options. So yeah, so if that makes sense for you, certain aspects of your life, perfect. And I would just say, just using this card as a guideline, anytime you feel the squeeze, anytime you feel that energy, that's your calling card to say, oh, okay, I'm feeling blocked, I'm feeling stuck, I'm feeling bound. That's my cue to go, what am I missing? Where's my magnifying glass? What else is there to this that I didn't initially see? So you're using it to your advantage. You're using it as a tool for you. So when you feel that unpleasant feeling, let that be the calling card that says, where's my magnifying glass? Okay? So that's what we're feeling there for you with this card. Awesome. Okay, Brenda, you're next. We won't forget you. Card for Brenda. Card here for Brenda. Okay. Six of Wands. Okay, beautiful. So this is like a little lights, camera, action. So the Six of Wands is that card of victory and success, of riding into town on your white horse, and look, there's everybody. It's like the paparazzi all wants to take your picture. All the bright lights are shining on you. So there's definitely a recognition going on here, or some type of a success ending to something that you've been working on, or something that you've been looking to see through. And it doesn't necessarily have to be very publicly acknowledged, literally. Could, you know, I mean, I see you getting photographed here, but like the Six of Wands energy, you know, really just brings in that success. And so, you know, thinking about victory, but at what cost, and then success and victory over here, it's like, you know, this was our midweek blessing. So something that you perhaps walked away from in the past, something that you put your sword down and let go, you now see how you were really victorious in that you actually, that was a success. Those moves that you made, that decision you made, that you actually emerge the true victor, you know, in many ways, for having gone that path. So there's definitely an energy here of recognition, success, victory, coming through something. And also, you know, there's a lot of different lenses that can be seen through. And sometimes we feel like other people aren't going to understand. So like decisions that you might have made, or, you know, a direction that you went in, recognizing that everybody gets to hold their own perception, they're looking at it through their own lens. And oftentimes that lens is very self-focused. Like now we're getting selfies. Like I'm getting the whole camera reference of like, people are looking through their lens at themselves through their own stuff. You know, it's human nature. And so, you know, you don't need everyone to see you through this lens of like, oh, she did it, she's the best. Like, in order for you to know that you truly were successful, you know, that was victorious for you. You don't need everybody to take your picture, because you recognize that everyone has the right to hold their own views through their own lenses. You know, if there's any aspect of that for you as well, you know, looking at that Five of Swords energy. And so there's a couple of different ways that could make sense for you. Yeah. I mean, you know, again, looking at this ultimately ending in this rebirth and this energy of, you know, it feels like coming through something and coming out on the other end successful. I mean, that's the word, is just being successful at whatever changes that you're making, or whatever steps that you took in this transformation period, coming through on the other side, you know, in a very positive way is what I feel there with that Six of Wands for you. Okay. Did we have anybody else? I think I saw a couple others. Colleen, okay. All right. Card for Colleen. And then Rob. Okay, I thought I saw Rob, so. Got you, Colleen. Anybody else, feel free to jump in if you'd like a card. Okay, this one's for Colleen. Ooh, Action of Wands. So this is going to be Knight of Wands. Beautiful energy. Let me take a look at this. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's a silhouette here of like the traditional, the knight on the horse of wands and sort of moving through this trajectory here. It's a beautiful card. I kind of want to look in the book because I want to see what she has to say about this energy, because there's something very specific about these, and I just opened right to it. So usually when that happens, I'm feeling like there's something in it. Okay, so passion, adventure, energy, inspired action. Yes, all definitely Wands energy. The wave. Oh, so this is Arizona. So this is called the Wave, located in Arizona, near the Utah border. It's a stunning sandstone rock formation. It's situated on the slopes of the Coyote Buttes. How do you say that? B-U-T-T-E-S. Buttes? Butts? Sorry, I'm not sure how you say that. Visiting, my kids would say butts. Visiting the Wave in person requires excellent navigation skills and a long hike. The dynamic lines of the stone was created over many years of rain, water runoff, and wind erosion. So that's beautiful. I keep feeling a hair here that's tickling me. So there's forward movement. There's definitely inspired action, forward moving. What did I say? Buttes? I never knew how to say that word. So this is definitely about more energy. I don't know. I just feel like you are just on this creative streak. So that's basically what this is saying. You know, the Knight of Wands can just be like fire energy off, creating inspired action. And actually like the wave, I'm getting like this ripple effect of like your creative energy is creating like this ripple effect for you. And so like then the ideas are coming in from one idea to the next idea. Like it just feels like it's firing you up. And so all the same, so, and this trumps the inspiration of Wands. So any challenges, any blocks, anything that can come up for you in your creativity, because, oh, so you've graduated. So this was your card last week. So this was page energy. Now you're into knights. So you are just on a roll, I feel. I feel like it's like a wave of creativity, of fire energy, that you've got going on here. And I don't know, something about that silhouette. I think she actually says something about the silhouette. That jumped out to me. So it's just saying the silhouette is either you or someone else in your life for swift and inspired movement forward. It's you. Like, I feel like that's just you carving your path, you know, and making your way and just creating and using that fiery energy. So I hope you're feeling that. You say nice. So I hope that you're feeling that, because I feel like that's what's been going on for you. Okay, so now we have Rob. All right, and anybody else, if you want one, jump in, and otherwise we'll pull our an oracle card here and wrap up. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Card for Rob, tech support guru. Okay. Card for Rob. Oh, you got the Ace of Cups with the little otter energy here. So this is going to bring in the water element with the cups. And the Ace of Cups is beginning. It's new energy coming in. And this is kind of like a cup overflowing. So abundantly full of blessings. So there's a lot of, and water is emotion. So there could just be a lot of emotion that you're feeling at this time of all kinds, you know, like just the cup running over. But it feels like thinking about this along with Jen's star card with that rushing waterfall. And we see all these little streams coming out over that. And I want to know if that's a dove. I'm guessing it is, but I'm going to check that because that's giving it like a peaceful energy. Being at peace with our cups are full. Our cups runneth over with a lot of things, you know, yes, blessings and abundance, but also emotion, you know, all the different streams, all the different avenues and streams that of things that are in your cup, you know, that you're holding on to. So I feel that energy. Of course, absolutely, Mirandy, you're next. Awesome. So I feel this energy for you. I want to just see, last week you were a chipmunk, right? Now we have the otter. Let's see what comes up in the Ace of Cups here. That is a dove. So the dove is viewed as supernatural into the natural. Ooh, so you're getting a little bit of that Merlin energy of the practical earth magic, animal spirit energy. So you have the dove, you have the otter. Otters, you're an otter. Otters are playful and mischievous. I feel like yes. Last week you were the chipmunk. This week you're playful and mischievous. That sounds about right. So they have a deep connection to water and can be found in both fresh and salt water. Due to their connection to water, they're often associated with the emotions and an awareness of the subconscious. And it says that it reminds you to think creatively and with a smile and have some fun. So I definitely feel this for you. And there's the lotus flowers. I didn't realize those were lotuses. I thought they were magnolias, but they're lotus flowers. So no mud, no lotus. You know, to get this overflowing cup filled to the brim with blessings, we also have to go through the muck and the mud and all the things too. So we have that reminder coming in, but this is new. And the lotus representing strength, resilience, you know, moving through the murky water. Yeah. When you allow yourself the freedom of emotional expression, you open up the channels of creativity. Paint, draw, sculpt, write, make music, dance, do whatever inspires you. So more permission here for everyone to continue pursuing your creative energy. Where you're feeling that spark, when the spirit moves you, go with it, but also be in flow and okay with understanding sometimes there can be a block or an ebb there where we have to step back and we just become present with what is, and then we flow into it more. So we have that beautiful energy here for you as well. The playful and mischievous otter. Okay, awesome. All right, let's pull a card from Mirandy. So we're going to feel into a little message for you for this week ahead. So let's see. This card is just for Mirandy. This is a special card just for you. And I'm going to keep shuffling until I feel like just the right card is ready to come up for you. So let's see. Let's get a card here for... Oh, this one is staring at me. Ooh, this is a good one. This is the Strength card. So what this card has to do with is, and if you can see there, I love to show this one because there's a hand on the cheek of the bear. And, you know, bears are known for being wild animals and they can be ferocious. But this hand has made the bear calm and tame. So it means that sometimes there can be parts of us that feel like an angry bear or feel like roaring, growling, you know, acting like a bear. And yet there's another part of us that can say, okay, it's okay. I can calm down and realize that sometimes if something is really bothering me or I'm feeling really angry about something or some kind of a bear feeling, that there's another way, a calm way that I can express that. And that's called the Strength card. So it's about being strong, sometimes in a gentle way. So there's an energy there for you that says, if you heard all the different things we were saying about stuff that could happen this week, and things can be challenging sometimes, there could be situations that are no longer working for us. We're not having fun, or it's feeling like it's not worth continuing to try to get to that trophy because it really just doesn't feel like that trophy is for me anyway. And I'm not going to get angry just because I can't get it, because I understand that there is a very special trophy out there for me. This one's not for me. And it's okay for me to just say, I'm going to walk away from that. So that's one of the things that the Strength card tells us, is that it's okay for us to be soft sometimes or gentle, and that is really the strongest way to be, is one of the meanings that we can get when we get this card. But let me take a look in the book too, because I want to see what they say about the bear. Because the bear is a really powerful symbol. Okay, so this is a grizzly bear, and it says, channel the spirit of the bear when you feel weak and need strength. So because they have a lot of power and courage to help you stay firmly grounded even through difficult times. So that's another way to look at it, is that when you feel like you need extra strength, you can remember that that strong grizzly bear is inside of you, and you can call on that energy when you need it too. So that's another part of the message that came up for your special card. Thank you. I was so excited to pull a card for you. I appreciate you watching. Okay, well, did anybody else want a card? Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Otherwise, we can just pull an oracle card. I don't think I saw any others, but Jen, you just let me know for sure. And while we double check, I'm just going to look at my haul of cards, of decks here. There's so many decks off to the side. I could just look around and see which one are we feeling called to. And I felt this one for the some cards I did this week. So I'm going to do the Sacred Traveler by Denise Linn. Okay, I don't think I saw anybody else. All right, guys. Well, thank you for that. We are just going to cap off our cards for the week for the collective with an oracle card pull from the Sacred Traveler by Denise Linn. And just gearing up for that chariot energy and that forward movement of that Six of Swords overarching our week. We're feeling into the energy of the Sacred Traveler for a final message for us tonight. Okay. Ooh, answering the call, the time is now. So this is a gorgeous card, and I'm definitely feeling that sort of walking through an archway or a portal into, oh, she loves bears. That's perfect. I love it. And that's card number 8. So 8 is a number that goes with that card too, which is a very lucky number. So this is our oracle message for the week ahead, answering the call. And so we have here, I see a stag, and we see this beautiful like pebble walkway and sort of heading out into the unknown, but it's like an enchanted forest. And I mean, I'm just saying, Merlin energy, bringing us into nature and being there with us in order to answer that call and take those steps. And I will take a look here in the book because Denise Linn always has beautiful interpretations of each card. And there's going to be a message in here for the Sacred Traveler. Okay, so Spirit is trying to get your attention. Right now, your spirit helpers are telling you that this is your time. Listen with your heart. Your time is now. Do it now. Throw your shoulders back, take a deep breath, and plunge forward. The waiting is over. No matter what concerns or hesitations you may have, in the deepest sense, you are ready. Believe, trust, follow the signs. There will be many, and miracles will abound. So another reminder to us to watch for all of those breadcrumbs, those spiritual breadcrumbs, those signs, those symbols, all of those things. And so I just feel like there's a lot of magic that lies ahead. And yes, it's unknown, and there's a forest out there. So it's about, again, using our skills, our tools, the wisdom we've gleaned to set out on that adventure. So I'm feeling that for sure. Beautiful. I'll take pictures of all these cards and put them in the comments here or in the event where you can see them if you'd like to see them up close. I also wanted to let everyone know that I'm currently booking for the December empowerment packs. So I did put that on my Grow in the Flow page today about booking the choice of for 1 month or a new option of a bundle for 3 months and saving. But the really cool thing about the empowerment pack, if you would like to try it out and join us, is you actually get 15% off all the specials. So for the month of December, all those specials that I shared on Jen's event and that I've been sharing over Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, and will continue to offer through the holidays will also be available to you at 15% off. So I wanted to let you know if you were interested in joining us. We have a great group. It's with me for the month of December, receiving a personal month ahead energy reading just for you, new moon and full moon reading as well, unlimited 1-card pulls from me all month long. So it's a good time, and I'd love to have you. Also, I have a giveaway going on where any gift certificates that are purchased or the 2023 year ahead reading, which is an awesome 23 card reading for you for the year ahead, will be an entry into a giveaway to win an Empower Hour, which is a full hour reading with me, or a color healing, your choice. So I would love to have more people in the giveaway. That goes through December 11th. So this is all on my page, and I can put it in the event from tonight's live to share with you. But I just wanted to let you know that I have some of those things going on, and I do appreciate all your support. I am loving this. I'm planning to make this an every Sunday thing, playing with the times and so forth, but I'd love to have you join me. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic week, and I'm sending you much love and many blessings. Talk soon.